So I thought when I came back to do this that I'd have good news, and I'd have good news, or something would have moved forward. The reason that I took such a long break and took a break in the first place is because I'd started dissociating a lot while I was talking. And I still do. I'm dissociating more and more, but I don't know, I just need, I don't know. I'm meant to be doing safety and stabilization stuff now, but I guess this is part of it. They said I could record it and stuff, but I don't know, I just, whatever. Since I last did this, I've had 2 more dentist appointments. I had these 2 bottom teeth taken out, a wisdom and a molar. And then on Tuesday last week, I had these 2 taken out, a wisdom and a molar. And they're going to have to take out these 2 front teeth as well. But when they take out these 2 front teeth, it's going to be an immediate denture that goes in, and I'm going to get to choose the colour of the teeth and the shape of the teeth and stuff now, because it's like involving my 2 front teeth as well. And it's really hard to kind of accept and get my head around, and my brain just isn't really functioning right now. I'm just feeling really fucked, is the best way I can put it. There's no movement on the housing situation. And it looks pretty much like I won't be getting anything at all. My housing doesn't have any flats, or apartments as Americans call them. It doesn't have any flats that can be adapted, or that are adapted, that they can give me. And other housing associations are only offering me 1 bedroom when I need 2 bedrooms, because obviously I have children and I have my mum, and they need to be able to like stay over and do carer stuff, and I need the space. I don't know, it's all too much. I've been skin picking more. My oral fixation's worse. Freya! Come on! Freya heard a child in the building, so she's wanting to go talk to it and shout to it and... Freya! The kid's like squealing and stuff, so it's getting all our little doggy senses up. I really thought when I came back that I'd have something sorted. I thought that, I don't know, I thought I'd have something sorted. But I don't. Nothing's changed. Things just feel worse. It feels like why am I even bothering at this point? Like, by the time I actually get an accessible place, if I get an accessible place, it's gonna be like the best years of my adulthood have already been stolen from me. I'm just feeling really trapped. And today it feels like I just want to disappear. Like I'm really struggling to do this right now. I'm struggling to sit up. I don't want to sit up. I just want to lie in bed and not even sleep, just like be non, just be nothing, just be non. I want to be non, just non nothing, just. I want to just be somewhere where I don't have to think and I don't have to feel and I don't have to really exist. And normally when I feel like this, or I feel like I'm in danger or something, when my head people will take over and they'll, I'll switch out with somebody, I'll switch places with somebody, one of my head people. But this time there's no one to switch with. Nobody wants to switch. So if I just disappear into the abyss of my head, then there isn't going to be anybody to, like, do things with the body, like get us up to go to the toilet or get snacks or get food or any of that stuff. Like, I don't even know if I've told you guys about my head people yet. I did tell the psychiatric nurse about my head people though, my CPN. I told her about my head people. And I explained how it explained a very little bit about how it seems to work, and I showed her the app with all their names. So I've been able to drop that mask a little bit when she's around. I've been sending little gifts back and forth here and there with my best friend. And I've been sending a few gifts to my fiance, Jordan. But since the hospital thing, nothing's been right. Things were better before. And now I have this boatload of safety and stabilization booklet to try and focus on, and the CPN said to just like break it down into smaller parts, and my brain just can't take it in. When I try to read the words, it's literally just gibberish. Like, when I look at it, it's like it's in another language. Like, I got a text from my advocate today, and like, she was my medical advocate, but now she's like helping me deal with other stuff as well, because she does other forms of advocacy. And she sent me this text, and I looked at it, and it was just so, it wasn't like long, but it was long enough. And I couldn't read it. All I could do was like message her back saying that I don't have the mental capacity to deal with this right now. And I sent a screenshot of it to my friend and asked her to write out a response, because she's my best friend. She knows everything that's going on, and she knows like pretty much everything, all the details and stuff. So she did that for me, and I just copied it and pasted it and sent it to the advocate. I don't feel like I'm gonna get a house. I don't feel like my life's gonna get better. The only thing that feels good that's happening in my life is getting my teeth fixed, and getting my teeth fixed is unlocking a bunch of trauma. Like, I don't get how I can live in one of the best countries to live in, and not only do we not have the majority of buildings adapted, but I'm not being rehoused to a place that's adapted. Like, I've jumped through every hoop. I've provided every bit of documentation. I've jumped through hoops that they made up on the spot, and I provided them with what they asked for, and I'm still not getting a place. I'm just so exhausted. And I feel so drained. And I feel so freaking sick. And I don't know what to do anymore. I don't know where to turn. I don't know what to do next. I don't know where to begin or end things. Literally all I have now is sitting in bed, watching YouTube or whatever, and healing from dental appointments. That's my life now. And now, on top of the housing and on top of everything else, I put in a complaint against my psychiatrist, McCarthy, and my best friend typed it all out for me because I'm not good with that kind of stuff. So she typed it all out and I sent it off, and I got a response, and basically they're saying that I'm making everything up. Yeah. Apparently there's absolutely no records of anything that happened to me in that hospital happening. And my question of why I wasn't put in the eating disorder clinic if I have an eating disorder, they came back and told me that they don't have an eating disorder clinic there. So not only was I lied to about numerous things, but now they're also lying to cover their asses, and that's all that's ever going to happen. All that's ever going to happen is I'm going to be messed around and lied to and lied about. What's the fucking point? Like, seriously, what's the point? So on top of all of that, I'm now facing losing my tooth. Well, I'm facing losing my front teeth, and my tongue's already spilling out into my mouth, and it's hard to talk, and my tongue's getting sores and irritated off of all the gaps and prongs and all this stuff, and it's hard to eat, and I wanted to come back and be like, yeah, I've not been here in a while, but here's what I've managed to achieve so far, and here's all the updates, and but instead it's just the same shit over and over and over again. And the shit doesn't get better, it just gets worse. And now I've got to figure out how to do this stupid safety and stabilization shit, all because I just want to be referred to Anchor and have my referral accepted so that I can start to remember things and deal with things and work through them and just be as freaking stable as I'm able to be. And it feels like there's a million things happening at once and I just can't take it. And there's only one or two good things happening in my life, and I say one or two because the second thing could put me in a lot of danger. Even if it is good, it could literally be putting my life in danger. I'm just so tired. I don't understand how they're okay with me being physically trapped in here. And all I'm able to do is spend my entire life in my bedroom because my upstairs neighbours plays her awful goddamn music and it sounds like I'm living under safari even without her music on. The amount of like stamping about they do up there, and oh god, it's all just a mess. And I've spent apparently the last 2 weeks, whereas in my head it's a week because apparently I lost a week. And see, now I don't even remember what I was going to say. Now I don't even fucking remember what I was going to say. I don't know what to do. And yeah, I've had some mental breakthroughs where I've got some memories back and stuff like that, and their little celebrations, their little positives or whatever, but I just can't cope anymore. I can't deal with this. All people do is lie. Especially if they're fucking professionals. All they do is lie. I don't care what they are, doctors, freaking housing, whatever they are, if they're a professional, they're a professional liar. McCarthy with these, oh well, if we get you into hospital, we'll get you all sorted with ramps and stuff, and then they didn't even send out an OT or anything to look at the house. I've had 2 OTs come out in like a year, and apparently they're not going to do an assessment at all because the flat isn't suitable at all, so they can't do an assessment at all. And I need that assessment to get a new place, apparently. But apparently also all I needed was to prove I was a wheelchair user, and I did that too. I just... I don't know who to turn to. I have 2 freaking lawyers now. I have a lawyer for housing and I have a lawyer for the divorce. And I can't get myself to speak to either of them. Because my brain is just so overwhelmed. And for the divorce lawyer, I need to be in touch with them, like, at least once a month, or they take me off their list register thing. And it can't be through email or text. It has to be through a voice call or going into their office, their firm, their law offices in person. And at the end of this week, I have literally my first ever date. And it's like, I have all this shit going on. I'm 31. And now I'm having to, like, think about things like what to wear for my first fucking date. The date's with my fiancé. It's not with some random or whatever, it's with my fiancé. And I keep wishing that I could have like a manic day, maybe 2 manic days, just to feel better. Just to not feel like this. And the nightmares. And the waking up through the night and freezing cold sweats. And me, for some reason, thinking that I'd come on and I'd have a coherent lineage of things to say, and then they just all freaking pour out. There's no cohesive train of thought in my head. It's all just all over the place, and then it just comes out even more all over the place. And I don't know how I'm meant to do the safety and stabilization thing. I don't know how I'm meant to get a house. I don't know how, or an apartment. I don't know how I'm meant to. I don't know how I'm meant to do any of it. And I just want to fall apart. I just want to fall apart, but and the one thing that was holding me together, I don't have it anymore. Ever since the day that I left the hospital, it's like I'm being ripped away from my faith, and I'm struggling so much to get that back. I'm struggling so much. I can't even pick up my Bible. Like, I pick it up to move it somewhere, and I feel that feels like a chore. I used to pray constantly in my head. It wasn't even like prayers. It went from like praying throughout the day to me just talking to God throughout the day. And now it feels like that's all changed too, and I don't know how to get it back. I still get those Holy Spirit chills when I read certain things or when I hear certain things. I still get moved by the Holy Spirit, so I know I'm not cut off. It feels like I'm being ripped away and I can't get a grip of Jesus' hand. In times of need, I'm meant to be able to grip onto his hand and cling to his robes. I'm meant to be able to fall apart, but in his love, be held together. But right now, it just feels like I'm falling apart in the middle of the ocean, and nobody's there to, like, pick up, to, like, fish out the pieces or pick me up into a boat or... And bless my best friend. She's got a completely different faith than me. And she was like, I'll read the Bible to you. because she didn't want me to lose my faith, because she knows how much it means to me, and my brain can't even let her do that for me. This whole thing is just a mess. And I'm sorry for crying. I've been trying so hard not to cry, and it seems like all I do is cry when I come on here these days. I thought this channel would be like a video diary and things would move forward. And I'd be able to be like, oh, look, a few months ago I was so upset about this, but now look where I am. But it's like the opposite. It's like, look where I was a few months ago, and now look how further back I am than I was. Like, yeah, my weight's up to 8 stone something. I'm like 100 and something pounds now, but life was better before. Not because of like how I see myself physically or anything. Like, I don't have any eating disorder like that. But like, things were way better before I went into hospital. It's like I went into hospital and they scrubbed my mind of everything that I am and took away everything that makes me me. I don't even know how I got here. I do know how I got here, but I don't know how I got here. Like, I see other people and they'll start video diary channels or whatever, and they'll be like, oh, this is where I am now, and I'm trying to do this, and I'm trying to do that, and then, you know, you see them in a few weeks, or you see them in a few months, and they've met their goals already, or they're halfway to it, or whatever, and it's like, why is it that I just keep getting moved backwards instead of getting anywhere into a better place? It's like, instead of moving forwards, I'm just being dragged backwards every time I try to move. Every move I make, it's like I get dragged back 2, 3, 4 spaces. Anyway, I'm gonna leave this here. I'll be back when I can be. And despite everything and all the tears, I am looking forward to having nice teeth again and being able to smile in front of my children for the first time, really, and being able to smile in front of my fiance without trying to hide my teeth. Like, there's things I'm excited for, but at the same time, I'm just hurting so much, and I'm so tired. I'm so tired, and I'm so exhausted, and I'm so fucking drained. And I don't understand how I'm living in a first world country that helps refugees and has homeless shelters and is turning cruise ships into apartments and has women's shelters and has all these wonderful things and taxpayer healthcare and all these wonderful things, but they can't house somebody with a disability. That makes no sense to me. Like, how, like, you can provide everything for everybody else, but then as soon as somebody's like, look, this isn't working out because my body isn't able enough to fit into your world, can you please adapt a little bit of the world for me? And they're like, nope, no, can't do. You've got to jump through all these hoops, and after you jump through all these hoops, we're going to tell you that half of those hoops didn't even exist in the first place, and we don't have anything for you. And we don't have anything that we can adapt for you.
And then I have CPNs coming in and be like, oh, well, you don't need all the answers, even though I just spent like however many minutes explaining that my brain needs as much detail as possible and I need to answer every single fucking question that pops into my head or it drives me absolutely insane. That I just need to break the work down into little sections and do it that way, and I don't even know if I'm making sense anymore. I want you to come on and be happy. I want you to come on with some good news. I want you to come home and be coherent and have a linear, one-sided conversation with myself and a camera. I suppose I should just be grateful that I'm not dissociating every 5 seconds. Yeah. I will see you guys later. And I'm sorry for trauma dumping and crying and being a general mess. If I don't know if any of you pray, but if any of you pray, please pray for me to find my faith again. Please just pray for me to find my faith again. If it's in your heart. Thank you. I'll see you later.